Welcome to Haworth, a village nestled in the rolling hills of West Yorkshire, where history and imagination meet. Best known as the home of the Brontë sisters, Charlotte, Emily and Anne, this timeless place inspired classics like Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre. With its steep cobbled streets, cosy pubs and wild windswept moors, Haworth feels like a storybook come to life. Whether you're drawn to the literary legends, the dramatic landscapes, or just the village's old world charm, Haworth has a magic that lingers in the air.
So today we've come to Haworth in Yorkshire, famous for the Brontë sisters. It's a very quaint little town. There's a famous street that you'll see shortly. It's very steep, but famous for TV programs and things like that. This is the train station into the town.
Walk down and then back up.
Look at that, guys. Amazing. They have a greenie Toth tarot deck in there and a blushing fool, but they're not for sale. They're just in a cabinet, which is a shame. But cool shop. I'm gonna go have a look in this one.
Oh, I'm gonna get it. No, I should have got it when I saw it. You're funny.
Make sure you get one that's a little bit tighter. Put it in that one.
For some reason, we were having. Oh, I know what. This shop, if you're in the area, has a blushing fool. Blue box, blushing fool, £150. This is such a pretty, quaint street. Look at this. Oh, cabinet of curiosities. Curiosity Society. A shop that actually says that they welcome photos and videos. So we will take advantage of that. Look how beautiful this is. They're fab. They're called literature books. These gift boxes are brilliant. There's the high street that we're on.
Yes, they'll have more You'll like that as well.
Look at these old books. Beautiful versions. Emma. Dracula. Oh, watch it down. It's a cool magazine. Autumn magazine. And if it's a subscription.
Your brain can kind of.
There's an old sweet shop there. So we're going in the King's Arms for some food. Look at these little ice cream parlours and things. How cool is that in there? Lovely, quaint pub. It's really nice to find these old-fashioned, quaint English bruises.
Yeah, fetch that, but not.
Need me some electricity.
What?
Need me some electricity.
Oh, that's good. They're like in the corner.
The berries under the church. In a Christmas.
Are they?
In a vault.
What I do in a minute?
Emily Brontë runs it. And
Oh, she was done.
So there's a beer festival on. How picturesque this little cottage is.
We're going to try and get caught to train.
You didn't even look at me, you were just like, I'm getting in car. Oh, we're offering to get a selfie.
Is that the queue?
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking of going back to get the Tower deck if it's in good condition, as in the Blushing Fool. How often do you come across a shop selling a genuine Blushing Fool without paying ridiculous odds online? So, I'll have a look at it, see what condition it's in, make sure all the cards are there, make sure it is a Blushing Fool, and then we're going to go and catch a steam train. I've never been on a steam train, I don't think. I said it was a very small child, but the journey is about an hour and a half, 45 minutes each way. So yeah, we're going to go and revisit the past. This is such a beautiful little village, really gorgeous. Can you imagine living in these houses? So, Blushing Fool acquisition secured. Those cards are in pristine condition. Box is intact. It's 1972. Absolutely beautiful. I counted them out. All 78 cards are there. Oh, yeah.
oh no, small plates there are.
The writer's block. Look at this cool bed and breakfast, the sleeping house. Wow. This looks so... Oh, it's a steampunk. Look at that. Wow. Beautiful cherry blossom. This is the massive hill we had to walk up just to get to the start of the bottom of the main street. It's nice to be walking down it now. So yeah, we're off to the train station to catch a steam train. That's the diesel train, rather than the steam train that we're getting. Still pretty cool.
See it for everybody.
And we're off.
In Harry Potter shapes?
Got a little
Just at Harry Potter.
little counter there. Some drinks, some fun.
Yeah. That's number of thingy, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm glad we're not
Maybe on TV.
in the carriage with the...
When we get moving again, I'll go and see if there's any carriages free.
I feel like I'm being evacuated to countryside.
Whistle.
Very rickety, isn't it? It's filling up now.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You're right there, fella. Keep going. Oh, this is going to be fun. Keep going. What's the hold up?
I don't know.
What's the hold up?
I've stopped at the bar.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Keep going. Please, pretty please. Thank you. Right.
Is that because they've got to get off at a certain short platform or something?
Don't panic.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. They're like Bambi's. Of course. Hello. mister. I want to see
It's such a picturesque journey, isn't it?
I've just seen a bunny as well. Oh, he's just lifted his head up. Can't get him. You've missed him
look,
now.
yeah.
Look for him on way back.
Go into the dark. No wonder the lights went on. Keithley.
It looks like a river, doesn't it?
Well, there is going to be something that's coming up in the future that you may be held accountable for. But these are your friends here, look.
We're laughing because my friend is giving me a tarot reading. She's never ever done one before.
And these have got you back. Not sure why they ain't got any clothes on, but these are going to help you out in this situation where you're going to be held accountable.
We just had. Are you gonna open it?
Can you take us something to the west, please?
I thought it was getting shouted at there for a minute. Just had a load of steam at the side of the train from the.
It's happening now.
The steam, look. I love that sound.
I wonder if they love it, look at that.
They're probably really used to it. Still got the Christmas sticker. Yeah.
I'm gonna say so at that bus stop myself.
I've got stuck here. And wait,
One of them.
What's that West Africa sign?
What's that, sorry?
That West Africa sign.
I believe it's where the wood came from for the coach.
Right. Is that the name of the one
Sorry,
that I
mate.
said?
Right.
Safel, I
Is
believe
that
so.
wood?
I'm glad to believe it is. Yeah. A lot of people ask about it, people in locals and casual wagons. It's the wood where it came from.
I got it right.
So how long
There you
does
go.
this train?
I'll stop for In fact, this is out here. The colony skipped in my own. I'm sad to say that I actually knew what it was when I saw it.
You could tell by the sound of it.
It would have been. I know, so I thought it's a class 37 that.
Junction now, still right?
Train is a
You're
proper
becoming
nerd.
a train nerd.
It's going to nerd, yeah.
Yeah.
Next thing I'll have a bullet jumper that smells of candles. Oh, you got the beers.
Oh dear.
Little mobile homes there, look.
That's it.
That would be a lovely place to stay.
My dog's gone mental when he walks by our living room window. I live on there in like a big car parking window. It's one of the neighbours.
What were you saying, how nice?
post box with VR. Okay. So we've had a great day at Haworth. We're heading back now to the car and make our journey back home. It's about 3 hours back to Nottingham, but it was worth the ride out. Lovely little town that I've not been to for nearly 20 years. Fun to go on the steam train for the first time. Yeah, it's nice trip up north to Haworth. Hope you enjoyed it.
You just buy them through the thing on. Yeah.
Hello, I've just got back. A long journey, and the M1 was at a standstill, so it added about an extra hour on. But anyway, I'm home. I'm very tired, so I just wanted to come on quickly just to show you the things that I picked up today. People often will say to me if I do these vlogs, and they say, "Oh, did you not pick anything up? I thought you might have showed us," and that sort of thing. So I didn't get a lot today, although there is a big purchase you will have heard by now. Just realised I mentioned it in the video anyway. But a couple of bits. Haworth is beautiful. As I said, it's nearly 20 years since I last went, and I remember it being on a hill. I remember it being very quaint, very picturesque, but it felt like a different place. It was like I'd never been there before when I got there today. There was nothing familiar about it, which is bizarre because it wasn't that long ago, 20 years. But anyway, beautiful place. Not a whole lot to do other than the street and the shops and have a bit of lunch. And that's why we did the steam train in the afternoon, just to have another experience really. Anyway, a couple of bits that I picked up. So I've got a couple of postcards. That's the main. This is kind of from the top looking down, and actually even before I took this postcard, before I picked up this postcard, I took a picture in virtually the same stop. But I like this because it actually looks like, it doesn't look like a photograph, it looks like a painting. So I'm wondering if it's it says digital landscape photography, so if you look at it, it really does look like a painting. It doesn't look like a photograph. And then I got one of the steam train that we went on at Haworth Station, which was a really cool experience. This train, the carriages were from the early 1960s, which was really cool. So I've got a couple of postcards to go in the memory box. I picked up a hagstone. This is a fab hagstone. I like having them, and if I see them, I'll often pick one up. They never seem to have them in Glastonbury, actually, but this was a nice one, and the hole is quite clear. Sometimes we'll go in partially or come out a different place, but you can actually look straight through that. This was £3, so that was a bargain. So I picked up a hagstone. I got a bracelet. I really like this, and it wasn't expensive. It was £8.50. And yeah, I just thought, oh, I really like it. I like amethyst. I want to try and show you how, what it means grabbing the scissors. That's okay. Let's just snip this off. It's one of those where I've done it, where you extend it out and then, I've done it. So yeah, you pull the two strings and it tightens it to the tightness that you want. But actually I quite like that. I might make it a little bit looser. You can then obviously tuck those in. But yeah, I thought that was quite nice, and it's a dark amethyst stone. So I got that. Picked these up. These were just free souvenirs, really. This is the ticket for the steam train, And then they've got these beer mats that you could help yourself to, which has a Worth Valley, which is the track that we took. I think we visited like 4 or 5 stations and then came back. But yeah, so that again will go with the postcards in the memory box. Got some incense. If ever I see the Banjaro incense now, I always pick some up, just put them in the basket. I've got a basket full of incense sticks. And good to have these ones in. So I've got the Palo Santo and the Capal. Capal is my favourite. Really, really lovely. These are £3 each. These and the stone and the bracelet were all from a shop called Spooks. And I did say I'd give them a shout out because I bought a big ticket item from them. And a brilliant shop. One of the first ones I went into, actually had a greenie, a Toth greenie, can you believe it? And I said, oh, how much is this? Expected her to say quite a high price. And she said, it's not for sale. But which was bewildering because it was in a cabinet, in a shop, no signage to say display item only or anything like that. And she just said, oh, it's not for sale. So I was like, right, okay. Went into the other shop, and which was called Spooks, and they've got all sorts of stuff. They've got haunted dolls, which was really cool. Lots of cool things and affordable prices. So I got the incense, the hagstone, the bracelet, and I also got this little figurine. Now they've got lots of witches and things, figurines, and I've often seen witches, but not very often do you see a male witch, which I thought was really cool. It's one of those that doesn't have faces. These were about £30, I think. £29 for this size. There was a smaller one that I think was about 21, but I like the position of how he's just sitting. I think it would be cool to kind of just have on the desk. Again, I'll have to take this tab off, but you know, I've got no issues with. I don't identify as a witch. Do you know what I mean? I'm not quite sure why, but I think a lot of it is to do because witches historically have been, you know, female, and then I certainly don't identify with warlock or wizard or anything like that. But you know, boys are witches too. So I just thought this was a really cool little ornament to get of a male witch. I'll show that in a second. There was another cool shop which was called the Cabinet of Curiosities, and this whole packaging, and they had some boxes you could buy. You could actually buy gift boxes with this on, and the gift box was the house. It folded into a house. It was really cool if you wanted to buy gifts from in there. It's basically a I can't think of the word, it's gone out of my head. I told you I was really tired, but you know, a shop that sells herbs, etc. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's not coming. But it says here, Enchanted Goods and Potions, Haworth, Yorkshire, Cabinet of Curiosities, and it was really cool. And in there, I was looking at a few things. They've got lots of books, and I came across this, which says, I just want to make sure I'm not getting candles, Witches, issue 24. Now this feels like a book, and it was £15. The artwork in it is incredible, as you can see, and I was like, oh, this is a good quality magazine part work. And I said to them in the shop, do you, if I was to buy this, can you get a subscription? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, you can get a subscription. So people watching this might say, yeah, we have this, we know all about it. But I've not come across it before. And this is the spring. It's out 4 times a year, one for each of the seasons. Spells, crystals, tarot and horoscopes. Let me make sure the camera is in a good position to capture that. And when I had a quick look through all the stuff in here, it seemed to be really a great resource. So I think I'm going to subscribe to this. I'll read through this one. Spells of the season, crystal and sigil meditation rituals, which I thought was good. What to do when wear quartz in a trap. I mean, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. I've really come to love Yorkshire. I've been quite a few times over the last couple of years. Took you guys with me, but it's a beautiful part of the country. Spring renewal journaling. Yeah, it's just, I won't show the whole thing, but just really, really great. Wiccan wellness. Unmasking the witch. Standing stones, look. Hagstones, well, I've just bought one of them. It's a little bit about hagstones. The tarot deck is an animal deck, I think I recall. A guide to magical symbols, look. Developing as a medium. Where's the, look at that. Keepers of the Sacred Flame. Beautiful. Which is moon magic. The Lovers. Yeah, this is it. Your very own tarot reading. And it's the Forest Felines Tarot, which I showed quite recently. So obviously they feature new decks. But I just thought poetry and art, I just thought, actually, this is a really good quality magazine. So I'm sure if I enjoy it, I'll subscribe to that. Okay. So as I mentioned, I'd been in the first shop, saw a greenie that wasn't for sale, went into the shop across the way, which, as I said, was called Spooks. Fantastic shop. And they'd got a blushing fool for sale. They've got a few vintage decks. One was the 1JJ Swiss from the 1970s. There was this one, and oh my gosh, I'm trying to think what the third one. Apothecary was the word earlier. This is what I do if I come back to something and don't put too much pressure on myself trying to remember it. It just comes. But there was another deck anyway. It was I think it was the Spanish Marseille. It wasn't the Angel Tarot, but I think it might have been the Spanish Marseille. And the Blushing Fool. And I thought about it, left the shop, had a walk round, had some lunch, and then made the decision to go back and get it. I know I have a Blushing Fool. I also have a yellow box Blushing Fool, but the blue box, in my opinion, the blue box Blushing Fool, there's nothing like it. The yellow box is nice, but the cards don't feel the same to me. It's still got the little booklet. This is 1972. It has, I checked everything, you know, obviously it's got Waddington's as well as Fitzroy Square. It's got the olive coloured wreath. And I counted all the cards. And as you will have seen, let me just bring that down a second. As you will have seen on the video, and that wasn't us being disrespectful, by the way, I'd given readings, tarot readings on the steam train, which was magical in itself. I'd given tarot readings, and then one of my friends, Lisa, said, can I give you a tarot reading? Bearing in mind, she's never given a tarot reading in her life. Most of us who do tarot readings for the first time have a book. And I said, if you want to, and she wanted to read for me. And actually, she did okay, But she was really funny with it, and I just switched the camera on at that point because I was having a really good giggle because of some of the things she was saying. We got to the judgment card, and she was saying, well, this is you and these are your friends, but I'm not sure why your friends are naked and things like that. It was just really funny, and some people might say that's irreverent. I just think, you know, life's to be enjoyed, and if someone says to me, can I give you a tarot reading, and they've never read for anyone in their lives, I'm going to say yes. You know, that's a start, isn't it? And you know, at one point in the future, like we are perhaps now, if someone said to me, how did you first find the tarot, when did you first give a reading, sometime in her future she'll look back on that. So as you can see, here's our blushing fool. She'll look back on that experience and perhaps have a smile, and that created a fond memory. I was amazed at how pristine these cards are. There's not a blemish on them. There is no writing or anything like that. I went through each card. I said, is it okay if I have a look at it? She was like, of course. I said, can I count the cards and just make sure they're all okay? She said, absolutely, I'll leave you to it. And I counted the 78 cards and checked the quality of it, and it's wonderful. And I even said to her, the quality of these cards is wonderful. So yeah, you know, I have backups of my favourite decks, and I did have a Blushing Fool blue box, second Blushing Fool blue box. I've already got the first, but I traded it for a yellow box, and then when the yellow box came, I regretted it because I was like, well, it's cool to have it, but this cardstock, this deck is just everything. So I've got the second Blushing Fool back, and how amazing. You know, I often have little dreams, little fantasies of walking into a shop. Usually in my mind it's an antique shop or a second-hand shop, and finding a rare out of print deck. My current obsession is trying to find a greenie, of course, but anyway. So to walk into a shop and see a Blushing Fool for sale, not online, but actually in a physical shop, I thought, why not? We're only here this way once. So yeah, that was my day. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll finish with a couple of pictures from the day. Yeah, and thank you for watching.